In today's day and age, more and more people are waking up, jumping in the car, and going to work. In fact, many Americans, if not people around the world, spend more time at work and working than many have done in previous generations. Families no longer consist of just the one provider while still living a decent life. Now everyone has to work to provide. I am here to tell you a slightly different story. Yes, I spend most of my waking time working, and what I like to do and how I manage to stay stress-free when it comes to spending my life working. So what do I do for a living? Or what do I do that causes me to work? Well, I'm an assistant warehouse manager for a freight forward. What does that entail? Well, I am the supervisor over our receiving teams, but I also have to, make sure things get received properly, they get loaded properly, because we ship a lot of stuff around the world. So we're loading shipping containers. The account coordinators are the ones that have to deal with like the shipping lines and all, but down here in the warehouse, we have to make sure what the client wants is loaded and it ships, and making sure that we get it done in a timely fashion so that, it makes those cutoffs that the account coordinators find for these shipping containers to get on ships. So here where I'm located in Maryland, you got the Port of Baltimore, but you also got Norfolk. So is the material being loaded, and is that container going to Port of Baltimore, or is it going down to Norfolk? A lot of little things like that we got to deal with. I also have to handle, time and attendance, our employees, making sure everybody has what they need, ordering of supplies, and also have to take care of the physical security of the buildings. That's kind of falls onto my shoulders. So there could be a lot of stress there. It's figuring out what I can do about things, what I don't have to, I don't want to say don't want to have to worry about, but you still got to worry about everything. It's just getting it set up in a system that, I'm not really worrying about it. And I'm not saying I don't have stress. I definitely do have some stress. Hold on. There we go. But the stress I carry is not crippling, nor is it honestly too bad. I think it's mainly because of the devices that I have, or mechanisms in place, to alleviate stress, to get myself de-stressed. Those mechanisms help me cope with the regular stresses of the day. It's not crippling stress. Some of it could be, but in reality, because of the little things I do, kind of take the stress off. I got a 52-mile drive to work, and then 52 miles drive home. Well, those are some of the mechanisms I use. It allows me to kind of decompress on the drive home, and it allows me some time to really kind of get into my thoughts and think about the things I got to do, during the day at my normal day job. And I sometimes even think about, what am I filming? How am I doing this? What shots do I need or want? So those are some of the things that, I use. I use those for de-stressing, because honestly, I pretty much work 24/7. My day job, I get here 6:30, 6:45, and I work till 4 o'clock, maybe a couple minutes after. And that's every day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I got to come in on a Saturday, even though I'm salary, I don't technically get paid for it. But when there's work to be done, you got to get the work done. So these are just some of the little things I have to do, you know. And on my day job, there's plenty of stress. Anything from the actual shipping, the receiving, warehousing, anything that needs to be done is, well, it's a stress. And those stresses are, of course, meaningful. They're needed. They're meant to, will help us get through the day, to help us work, well, the way we need to, and to get the things done. Again, some stress is actually extremely healthy, but it's when you find that area of stress where you're on the cusp of possibly being overstressed, and you're able to kind of toe that line, is where I find, at least for myself and what I do, allows me to really become a lot more successful. I feel I really push myself to, well, make it all matter, make it mean something. And it feels like when I do that, it is very, I want to say invigorating. There's a risk to reward scenario that the closer to that line you get and the more you toe it, the better the rewards are when I'm able to do it. So saying I guess I live stress-free, it also implies that when there is a lot of stress and I get through it, it washes right off of me. I don't mean like, oh, I'd jump in the shower and wash it off. I mean, basically, it's done. I feel good about it. It's something later in the day, like on the drive home or when I get home, I can reflect on it. But cool, it's done, move on to the next thing. And I don't know, that's just how I've always been, you know, with the type of work I do and what little bit I can show. So my office, because there's nothing important hanging, and this is an office I haven't used for a little while, but, and that is some of the stress I'm carrying right now. But I'm able to kind of film in here a little bit without too much issue. But when I'm across the street, I can't really film at all because there's a lot of other people. So that's also kind of an issue. That causes stress. And this is where my office has been for the last couple months. Now, of course, I'm right here by the front desk where drivers check in. And it just, you know, I'm used to having some quiet where I can concentrate. So it's been a big change, trying to figure out, well, how to work with all the noise. And I'm like kind of the IT person here too. So that adds stress. We have our IT company, but for quick fixes, they generally turn to me to try to figure out what's going on and how to fix it. And really, the drive home, well, it allows me to decompress. It's one of those kind of, you know, lets me get my thoughts together from the day and really just, I don't know, just make things easier when I get home. You know, it's one of those, yeah, I wish I would live 5 minutes from the house, or work 5 minutes from the house, but at the same time, I mean, it is what it is, you know. You get to decompress. Usually I jam out to some really good, music, and really just kind of, have a good time with it. So, I don't know. You know, it's one of those, you decompress, you have a good time with it, and, I don't know. It's, there we go, that's better. And then you know, the stress just kind of goes away with that. You know, the stuff I do at work it's not like a super secret spy versus spy stuff, but again, I'm not allowed to really talk about it. So that adds to the stress levels, but it's nothing that I would, say is crazy or, it does add to stress. It definitely does. But it's not horrible either. I just deal with it. Been doing it for a couple of years. So, and then the stress of coming up with ideas for this channel, coming up with ideas for my other channel, it's a constant. So on the way home, this is what I think about. These are the things I work on to try to make myself, or help myself in a better way. And this is why I say, well, I basically live a stress-free life. It's the mechanisms and the decompression I go through that allows me to, well, kind of get rid of that stress. Yes, I have very stressful moments, but honestly, it's not that bad. It's actually a lot better than it was years ago. My anger is nothing like it used to be. And yeah, when I get into stressful situations, it doesn't seem to last more than like an hour or two at best, because I'm coming up with a solution. Constantly working, constantly doing what I need to do, no matter all the stress that's just building in, I'm doing all right. So guys, I hope this video helps you. And well, I'll see you soon. Peace.